Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got a 2 vs 2 on volcanic reaction. Playing over side as the Eldar, we've got Topper, and we've got Grid Panther playing as the Imperial Guard. Whereas on the southern side, playing as the Orks, we've got Not Stranger, and we've got Atam playing as the Chaos Space Marines. Now something tells me, boys and girls, a sneaking suspicion that Not Stranger is in fact actually Stranger. Could be wrong though, could be a clever ruse. He is playing as the purple Orks, so maybe there's not even any Orks on the battlefield. Who really knows? Now, I do believe that this map is quite a southern favoured map, I do have to say, considering I've got heavy cover covering all these little narrow choke points down here. So if these guys want to play a bit more defensive, they do have the option for that, as after all these bits do cover a couple of the contest. I mean, maybe not so much this one over here, but definitely covers this contested strategic point down here. It's already been snagged by the Imperial conscripts of Grid Panther. But I do like how both teams have got basically the best possible spawning point. Imperial Guard on the front lines is exactly what you want for their defensive structures. And the Orks, I mean, they've got all their shooting bits, haven't they? And like I said, the heavy cover certainly does help them on that regard. And I think that the team compositions as well are fairly even Stevens. I mean, the Eldar, they've got quite nimble, fast-moving forces. So even though on the back lines, they are able to support the Imperial Guard ally wherever they want. And the Chaos Space Marines, well, they're just there, aren't they? They've got stuff, and maybe not as fast as the Eldar, but the Chaos Space Marines are quite chunky, and they will be able to hold the line as and when things go on. We do have the Orc Slugger boys coming in over here, but already a listing post has been popped down. Got an early field medic, so double medics, in fact, actually triple medics coming on over, able to keep these conscripts alive for a lot longer than they otherwise would necessarily be. Tech Priest engines here coming over as well. Oh, we've got a dude play flag as well. Well, he had a flag, and now he doesn't for whatever reason. Oh, just standing around, fading off into the distance. And Slugger Boys attempt to prevent that Tech Priest engine here from building anything up. They are doing a fair bit of damage to him, but doesn't seem to be doing all that much as the Tech Priest is kind of running around everywhere. Conscripts are there. DPS isn't exactly amazing. They aren't going to be killing the Orcs anytime soon. And has the Tech Priest gone down? No, he's hiding somewhere. Where are you? He's somewhere. He's doing something. Oh, he's inside the building. Right, okay. That's one way to hide. Also got the Storm Guardians coming forward. And the Orc Sluggers barely even needed the help of those Storm Guardians there. Got good surround on them. There we go, the conscripts. They've earned their keep today. They've survived longer than most conscripts do. Got the Dire Avengers coming over and trying to strike down this listing post. Got some Raptors there. And the Raptors, while they won't be able to beat 2 squads of Dire Avengers, narrowly avoiding that plasma grenade coming in there, we'll scare them away at least just to prevent this listing post from falling down. Conscripts now keeping on that murderous rampage. Do love the colour scheme for Atam's Space Marines here. All lovely Cornite Raptor looking people. Slugger Boys and Space Marines up against the conscripts might struggle a little bit more, but like I say, those field medics, a nice little addition. Don't normally see that. Also got a turret emplacement attempted to be in placed down here as the Tech Priest agency has been beaten backwards. Slugger Boys with a big mech there should be able to take care of the Storm Guardians a little bit better than their previous people, but the turret emplacement will be quite a difficult situation for them. Will probably kill them. Lickety split as one Eldar Storm Guardian has been thrown off in the distance. Don't show the field medic if his medical aura extends to his allies. I don't think it does. Could be wrong there. Raptors now turn their attention on the southern side. Definitely don't want to lose this area to the Imperial Guard. Like I said, they can just pop down a field command down here, and that will be very difficult for the Orcs and the Space Marines to push them off. Down over here, the Dire Avengers pushing into the strategic point down here. And it does seem that the Northern team is getting the map advantage in the early game at the very least, as they have now got the control over both these contested strategic points. So what's the alternative? What can these guys do? I suppose Storm Boys, not a terrible idea. If you get your Power Claw on them, they are able to smash their way through buildings quite nicely. But can they do it when, I mean, if this gets upgraded, which is currently in the process of being upgraded, it's also been supported by not only conscripts but also regular Imperial Guardsmen. I mean, do you have the building where you're able to upgrade your units? I don't think you do at the moment. The tactical control, that's what I'm thinking about. So they're going to focus on this side, which makes sense. It's less defensible. And quite like that. Big mechs teleporting in. Smacking these guys on the backside for a brief moment. The Slugger Boys attempt to recapture their lost prize. Storm Guardian's going to do exactly the same to the critical location over on this side. And yeah, for all these shooty bits, it's be hard for one singular melee squad to take them on. Need a couple more squads of Storm Boys. Or at least, I mean, I'm surprised I'm not seeing any Shooter Boys at the moment. That is the mainstay of what you would see from an Ork Tier 1 composition. The see post over here is being smashed up. Raptors attempting to kill these guys off, but they don't quite have the DPS necessary. Even though the conscripts will not win in a straight 1v1, just the sheer amount of their reinforcements they're able to get to the field quite easily. I do love the knockback on these Raptors. They're just to throw people around. Over here, the Storm Boys have been able to scare away. They've now got 2 squads, which is a lot better for taking out multiple units of these dudes. And rather than focusing on the infantry, they're going to attempt to see if they can smash up some listing posts. Those listing posts cannot run away, which is quite a useful thing. Yeah, very melee focused are the Southerners here. Just wanting to get involved in those scraps. War Banner, which we built up over here for defensive reasons, I assume. But listing post has been taken down on that relic. And how many relics are on the map? There's one relic over here, there's one relic over here that has not been captured. Airtime, my good man, needs to get down on that as soon as possible, as the Eldar have done the same on their side. Got some boomy bits over on this side. Storm Boys still running amok. They are now increasing in size, which is going to be more and more of a problem. The Power Claw on the Storm Knob as well. Like I say, makes them much more viable at doing this building harassment, which is what they seem to be focusing on. Taking down plasma generators as well as listing shrines. Is anyone taking for tier 2? We do have Toffa in tier 2 at the moment. We've got you. Yeah, you're in tier 2 at the moment. I assume. Yep, you're in tier 2. And then are you as well? You're just about, so a little bit behind. But that is okay for now. I don't think we've seen Atam in the game before. Or if we have, in a fair while. Let's see how he does. The Storm Boys running amok. Now we've got that Viper, and it's Topper. So Topper goes for Vipers. He goes for Shuriken Cannons. That's just the way he does things. This is heavy infantry, so we'll be able to resist that Shuriken Cannon a little bit better. But they are heavy infantry, but also jump units, which just kind of negates each other, really, in the armor department. Storm Boys attempting to bash some stuff. And do you have an interesting banner? You do. It's Cowabunga, my dudes. That's a meme from a while ago, back when impact text was used. I remember those times. You young whippersnappers, you don't know what memes are these days. Mech Lab coming online for Stranger. Or not Stranger, sorry. This is definitely not Stranger. And that Mech Lab allows him to unlock a whole bunch of Orky nonsense in the form of tank busters and all the usual gubbins. You can also get attack squigs. Will we see attack squigs today? Maybe this is the day. We have two defensible here. Imperial Guard cannot be assailed at the moment. The Eldar, much easier to get on with, and both relics actually being pest and bothered. No decap on the relic over here. I'm not sure why the big mech's on his own at the moment, but he is, and that's all there is to it. Got Space Marines lining up over here, a whole smorgasbord of Storm Boys ready to jump over. But is this the right place to go? All the Eldar are coming down as well. Smack bang right in the middle. Throwing grenades around all the place. Ramps now coming in. Chaos Space Marines armed and ready with double missile launchers on either squad. So I quite like this. Storm Boys just to distract these guys while as the Chaos Space Marines attempt to blow up the buildings. But these pesky Dire Avengers preventing them from making use of their missile launchers for a little while. And I think that little distraction there is exactly what they wanted. And Storm Boys, have you been killed to a man? No, you've jumped out, saving a few models. But missile, oh sorry, not missile, the blooming heavy mortar turret's been taken down. So that's something. Oh dear, that Havoc Marine punching one guy as his final act, but he does manage to survive. There you go, go back to your squad mates, tell them the story. And it seems like the Southern team have got like the advantage here, but you've got to bear in mind that whatever grounds they've made, they've lost over on this side, so it's quite even at the moment. Double Hellhounds for Flamers, but they've both been zapped by the big mech. Always going to be careful when you're up against the Orks. You don't want your vehicles too close together when that big mech zap is up. Now they've got out of that zap stun, but quite a lot of tank busters here. No stealth on them at the moment, but they will be able to walk in and basically smash up all the Imperial Guard stuff. So the Imperial Guard will have to fall back, as seeing the regular guardsmen and the conscripts, as well as their flotilla of medics coming down over here. You guys are gone for your plasma guns there, so good for sniping out those, what you call them, the Storm Boys. Tank busters are also heavy infantry, if I can get my words out. Or Hellhounds, that's not the composition he wants to go out against there. Taken out very quickly. That explosion also doing AoE damage to anyone nearby, breaking the morale of the guardsmen. More grenades and boomer bits being thrown in as well. Plasma generators, the primary target for the tank busters at the moment. The Orks do manage to scare them away, but they've done the damage. They could probably stay around and kill that listing post, but why waste more men than you need to? And oh, quite nice teleport on top of that Viper there. Managing to snag that one out. Farseer comes over, and she's going to attempt to do stuff, but she's going to be blasted all around. That knockback, preventing her from really doing most of... Oh dear, oh dear. That's a sad time for her. Attempting to take on that listing shrine, but won't be doing them all that much, as the Hellhounds and the Die Avengers, as far as we're not seeing any of their cannon platform things. Especially now that the Storm Boys have been taken care of. I mean, oh, there's one squad over here. Yeah, stick a D cannon grav platform. AoE damage against infantry and heavy infantry. Quite a good shout. Or maybe they're waiting to see if they go for any vehicles and then go for those bright lances. Could be a thing. Die Avengers are quite a flexible unit when they get their grav platforms on the go. These guys are going to fall back. Listing post has been upgraded, sorting out the guardsmen. We are all seeing the Chaos Space Marines now pushing on over. They've got the decap on this side. And can they prevent this field command from being built up? If they can, it'll be a major boon for them. Eldar building up a webway gate for faster transportation of infantry. A weapons team on the side. And a are you a Hellhound? Can I click on you? I can click on you. That's good. Hellhound armed with a heavy stubber as well. And the Chaos Space Marines, yeah, they're not going to be winning this. But I'm going to choose between killing this or killing that. Who do you have on the back lines? Oh, you've got a Champion of Khorne. I quite like that. You've committed to the colour scheme. Very nice. But need to kill him at some point. Well, the Khorne Champion deciding no. You can have your stupid field command. Oh no, he changed his mind. He regrets. A life of regretty. A bowl full of spaghetti. As the Chaos Space Marines are chased away. Farseer is also doing the same thing, but seems like we're back off at that standpoint, or that standoff even, with the Imperial Guard capturing this side, and the Orks over on this side. Unrelenting aggression from the Storm Boys. They're always looking for a weak chink in the armour. And what's going on at the moment? We are seeing some flash gates. Technology, machine pit for ATAM, Chaos Dreadnoughts. Not sure if Dreadnoughts are the way forward in this scenario, but I suppose if you've got the Havocs on the back lines, Chaos Dreadnoughts on the front lines, that could work. And at the moment, these guys don't have amazing anti-vehicle stuff. Well, we are seeing those Shining Spears. They can be upgraded with, is it the Starlance do stuff? Potentially. Also, Vipers can always be swapped out for anti-vehicle weaponry. For all these tank busters and Havocs, where have you teleported off to? Oh, it's teleported backwards. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, wombo combo of tank busters and flash gates. That's going to be a ball of Daka. It's going to be really difficult to deal with. Chaos Dreadnought over here, armed with a twin-linked lance cannon. So maybe that's going to join them in the firing lines. Look at that Chaos Champion. Going out and about. Granted, they're only conscripts, easiest thing to kill in the world, but still, he's having a jolly good time while doing it. Eldar attempting to place down a thermo plasma generator. One field medic coming to... Oh my goodness, it's like Hacksaw Ridge. Please, God, let me save one more. But no, saving no one. Saving no one, indeed. Big engagement going on over here. We've got... these aren't flash kits, these are commandos on the back lines. Storm Boys running through the flanks. Webway gate being taken down, so these guys are going to be retreating anytime soon. The Orks just running roughshod over all these boys and girls. Got the conscripts over on this side as well, attempting to do what they can. Also got the regular guardsmen with their plasma pistols. Stormboy should struggle in this engagement, but the conscripts are dying pretty quickly, a lot quicker than they would normally do. Their reinforcement rate unable to keep them alive. The lack of the medic there really being felt. And I quite like it. These guys, they've got the option of going for the guardsmen, but no, they're going to just continue fighting these conscripts. Just squishier targets, aren't they? But now the commanders, they are infiltrated, sneaking around on a huge explosion from their anti-personnel or anti-tank man. Can't quite remember which one it is. Certainly doing the damage when it was required. And now they're going to push over into the Eldar side of things. What's going on? Oh, we've got some Shining Spears doing some decaps over here. And the Eldar just... Oh, it's not a good time. Actually, this field command's been completely forgotten about. We do have the artillery. The Night Spinner throwing down a face down. Also, the incredibly strong Seer Council. They're able to get a fair few models on the go. They take quite a while to take on. But no, they're just... These Orks are going backwards and forwards. Taking on Imperial Guard one moment, Eldar the next. We do have triple aspect portals, which is an interesting thing from Topper. Allows him to build as many infantry as he wants really, really quickly. Got the Warp Spider. Well, I've got 2 squads of Warp Spiders. They're going to jump in, attempting to snipe out the Storm Boys. They managed to get it. Huge explosions coming in from them. Doesn't do an amazing amount of damage, but at least knocks them down for a little bit, giving these guys a bit of breathing room. Spiders teleporting down on the southern side. Night Spinner constantly throwing in those Jawbreakers of Doom. And huge group teleport there, moving those guys away. Yeah, it's just death by 1,000 cuts here. They're not coming in for the death blow. They're just sniping out pieces of economy as and where they can. Well, let's have a really quick look at the economy. 240 and 145 for the Eldar. 66 and 78 for the Imperial Guards, so you've been hit pretty hard. 283 and 127 for the Orks. And 140 and 79 for the Chaos Space Marines. So yeah, the Imperial Guard really struggling with their economy. They do have Leman Russ on the field there. And the Eldar have got a fair amount of fighting forces for them. Might be worth... I don't know. What would you do in this situation? Well, primary objective, recapture your strategic points and build your listing post. You've got your Basilisk on the field at the moment. And I suppose, as we always say in games like this, when you're really struggling with your blue money, concentrate on your green money. Because you can still buy vehicles. Vehicles tend to cost less blue and more green. And you can always repair your vehicles as well. So if you're ever in a bind economically wise, and you've got an ally who can provide a front line for you, then just Leman Russes all day long. But then again, against all these tank buses, it's going to be quite difficult. And we've got the Havocs coming up your backside as well. Going for some Basilisks, which, considering that these guys now no longer have any major jumping threats with the exception of the Big Mech, I suppose you can put these way out of Big Mech range. Artillery, yep. That's what this team seems to be focusing on. It also avoids having to get some argy-bargy in the heavy cover as well. Okay, fair enough. You can stand here, and the amount of damage you take from artillery is greatly reduced because of the heavy cover. But then if you can't shoot the enemy, then standing in heavy cover ain't going to do you much. Here's Warp Spider as well, really coming in clutch for the top team here. Viper with their shuriken cannons. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a fair few of those Vipers... I mean, if you can take care of the... whatchamacallums, the tank busters, the artillery, knocking them around, get those Night Spinners in... No, Night Spinners, the Viper in there with the shuriken cannons, kill all the infantry pretty quickly. Seems that the Night Spinners, though, don't have the knockback that the Basilisks do. Just seems to do like a little, like, adverse AoE kind of after effect. I suppose it makes sense that the Imperial Guard have better artillery than the Eldar. Can't imagine the Eldar being known for major artillery. I mean, imagine defending the Craft world Like, right, quick, bring out the artillery. Never mind the Wraithburn, we can always grist some more later. These poor conscripts really being put to work by Grid Panther. No stone unturned by them. Warp Spiders now also doing some counter-offensive. Take down a couple of War Banners. You've got to bear in mind as well that when these War Banners, every time you build them in Ultimate Apocalypse, they become a lot more expensive very quickly. The only way it can further increase the Ork, tech path, whatever, population, is by researching more in them, and they take so long. So every time you're able to snipe out a, the War Banners, it's quite a big thing. So losing 2 there, it's not great for them. I'm seeing quite a lot of Storm Boys just chilling out on the northern side there. They don't seem to be struggling all that much. Imperial Guard using the wombo combo of conscripts and tanks, just as the God Emperor intended. Got the Orks down here as well, attempting to keep these Havocs bothered, but they don't seem to be all that bothered. This dude is just keeping zen and calm. Warp Spiders attempting to get a decap on that relic, but not quite. Full squad up going on down there. Orks attempting to retreat, but looks like no, you're going to do a double jump away. Being licked by a missile launcher as he goes by. Huge push from the Imperial Guard at the moment. No shot of Stranger. Oh no, Stranger hasn't forgotten his Storm Boys over here. But now that everything's being infiltrated, their ability to do some harassment is now going to be massively reduced. Looks like that these guys are going to go down. Conscripts charging forward. Let me just angle my way in here. Oh, look at that. Glorious. Got triple Basilisks throwing down a face down. And bearing in mind that you've got to... oh dear, no. Never mind what I was about to say. Those Night Spinners massively out of position here. And you do not want artillery on those front lines. That's the worst place for artillery to be. I don't feel that these guys have nearly as long a range as the Basilisks. Just look at all those cannons coming in. Blasting everyone left and right. Seer Council, they've got Commander Armour, so they don't mind that whatsoever. Orks can see this coming there. And that's one kind of like advantage you get with these kind of long-range artillery pieces, is that if you're not aware that the artillery is coming in, you might think, oh yeah, my guy's just been knocked around just because of combat. So quite a lot of players sometimes misread the battlefield and don't see that they've actually been hit by artillery. We are seeing a squig cannon, wagon, whatever you call it. Oh, it's the boomy platform. That's where that flying squid came from. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Artillery on artillery action. This post over here being bashed up. Seer Council still alive. I doubt we'll actually see that squad get a squad wipe in this game. At least not until the very end. Some more Night Spinners. Big Mac using the last of his teleporty juice, I think. They're taking out Basilisk there. Now only got one more remaining. Got that industry command, which will increase the blue money for the Imperial Guard. Have you recovered economically? You have. Okay, nice one. Right, Eldar nonsense by the looks of things. Not sure what that was. Something, gosh darn it. Smattering of red over here. Warp Spiders throwing some grenades. It's a really desperate fight over on this side. We do have some Seer Council. I mean, these guys over here, they probably want to be over here. Slicing and dicing away. Chaos now wants... I mean, they're trying their best to get over on this side, but they keep on being beaten back by regular nonsense. Field command has been finished, and just constant conscripts have been built up. They are now free of charge, as you can get some research in the tactical command for them. So yeah, so that's one way to counter a low economy, is just buy free units. Grid Panther showing that flexibility for the Imperial Guard. One of the best races to play when fighting at a disadvantage, I would have to say. I'd probably say that the Orks are the most difficult faction to play from the back, considering that in the early stage of the game they've got to unlock all their things with technology and the big mech lab. Yeah, just holding that line. And I mean, I don't know what else these guys can do. They've got the missile launchers, they've got the twin-link las cannons, but that field command is just going to take so long to break through, regardless of how much weaponry that you have. These guys do have the heavy cover advantage when being pushed into. So it might be an idea just to have like a defensive force here, then come over and see if you can fight over on this side, because the Orks seem to be on the cusp of breaking through. They don't quite have the firepower necessary to break through the Eldar and the Imperial Guard. Spinners now going for their shuriken cannons as well as their prism shards, are both left and right, which do a huge explodey thing. Oh no, I say all that, and then the Chaos Space Marines think, you know what, Mr. Landshark, all that stuff you were saying, absolutely nonsense. Let's go ignore and come straight on down here. The Imperial Guard are not having a very Merry Christmas over on this side. They will start losing all their plasma cannons, or plasma generators, sorry. They have lost their mechanized command. Death and destruction is in their wake. We do have the Seer Council that is walking on into the Chaos Space Marines base. And just absolutely, just madness. I mean, even against all these dreadnoughts and stuff, still just going to stand around and, I mean, it'll take them ages to kill a vehicle, but it'll take ages for them to die as well. Field Command has been packed to the brim with lads. Tempting to go for tier 3/4 of all things. Also got these Wraith Guard, and they're going for their D cannons, ideal against infantry and heavy infantry. But do they have more DPS output than a flash kit squad? Hard to say, but they seem to just be walking in like they own the place, maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Someone needs to save the Imperial Guard, but this Field Command has been taking barely any damage. Attempting to bring out those Marauders. Nothing quite as lucky. Tech Priest Agency has been spawned in. And yeah, they're just, even though they've got nothing left, pack the Field Command of a whole bunch of boys, and the Chaos Space Marines aren't going to be pushing in there very easily. The Wraith Guard are just absolutely murking the entirety of the Ork composition here. Need some close combat units to get involved with those guys. At the moment, all their Storm Boys have been taking... Oh no, they've got some knobs. Maybe put your big mech in with them and teleport them in. Possibly, maybe. We've got plenty of money to rebuild as well. And now the Shining Spears getting some counter-attacking involved. But all these War Banners have got their missile launchers on them. Eldar bringing forth some strikes and stuff, and yeah, managing to kill a couple of plasma generators, almost 3 actually, with that Nightwing striking ability. You can see a second settlement down here. Also got the Ork Resource Factory. Love the spelling. That's how I spell usually. There we go, there's the knobs. They're getting involved with the Wraith Guard. Wraith Guard absolutely pants in close combat. Also very slow as well. Try and run away as best they can, but they will be shot down. And that is a lot of money being wasted there. The Orks moving through this narrow choke point, ideal targets for these Night Spinners. Blasting apart these knobs. Got quite a fast firing rate as well. Do fire twice. So even though they've got even though they've got less boom factor than the Basilisks, being able to fire twice is pretty nice. I know it's true because it rhymes. Everything that rhymes must be true. Brave New World vibes here. Ending is better than mending. All that jazz. Turn placement, keeping these guys sweet on this side. Also nicely placed in the heavy cover. The Orks are just going to think, right, okay, well, we'll just continue walking around over here. And these guys are working with no relics at the moment. Doesn't really matter initially about having no relic, because everyone's got a minimum of 400 relic resource to play with. It's more of a concern in the later game, and I suppose it also is a place where requisition can be farmed as well. We've got the War Boss. So we're going to teleport straight on top of the Night Spinners, very quickly taking them down. It worked once, so it can work twice. Here come the Wraith Guard again. Got to focus on those knobs before they come anywhere too close. Just the sheer amount of armor that they have. Actually, no, in saying that, they're engaging in ranged combat. Probably Stranger had them all, well, sorry, not Stranger, had them all in the same range stance just to make it easier for him. Triple Wraith Guard. In fact, quadruple Wraith Guard. Really, really strong ranged unit for the Eldar. And the Orks are going to absolutely struggle with, I don't know, like 12, 16 different D cannons coming in. Bearing in mind that one D cannon in the early game can do quite a lot of damage to a single squad, but now that you've got like quintuple of them, times 4. Field Commander, it's alive, and it's just standing there menacingly. They've got 5 lads inside there, been transferred from over to this Field Command, over onto here. Chaos Space Marines, although they're still alive and well, nothing's going to dampen Imperial Guard spirits. It's now doing its self-repair ability, which does cost the Imperial Guard quite a lot of resources, but they've got resources to spare. If anything, just to keep us alive for a little bit longer. Now I've got a whole smorgasbord of conscripts for them to eat their way through. Put these guys in melee attack mode. There we go. That'll at least keep them back for a little while longer. Cascans up and about. Might be wise just to even stick another Field Command down here. You've got the money for it. But then again, do you need to when you've got all the Wraith Guard coming down? And this is not a very large fighting force. It's not like the Orks that we saw earlier on, which are down here, which have been hemmed in by the minefield, but thankfully the War Boss is just running through them. His infiltration detection allowing the other Orks to be able to see him. And yeah, just look at these Wraiths. Also, actually quite nimble when you get your Spirit Seer in them. Chaos Space Marines not nearly numerous enough to take them on. And so I've no other choice but to run away. I've not captured a strategic point. Have you caught this relic down here? Ah, there, you've caught the relic. That's good. Good that you've done that at the very least. Orks, where are you going? You're going... Oh, right, I see. You're thinking to yourself that your primary target is the Eldar. That makes sense. If the Eldar have got the largest fighting force for the opposing team, they're probably the primary target. Imperial Guard still catching up, but can't push these guys out for very long. They're going for the Leman Russes and their Infernos as well. While they might be on the backside for the moment, they are very much back in the game. The Orks pushing down over here. The Eldar are doing exactly the same on this side. There's a bit of a base race at the moment. Who has the stronger building bashing potential? It does seem... I don't actually know. It could be the Orks with this. They've got the tank busters. They've also got the infiltration on the go. But mind you, the Leman Russ Punishers are coming. They've also got the heavy weapon support team firing las cannons into their face. Won't do much damage, but definitely looks nice and pretty. Do you have anyone defending you guys at the moment? No. It's just free real estate, baby. How's your platform? Firing little squigs here and there. Dreadnoughts coming in, and I don't think that the Wraith Guard with their D cannons will be able to take on the... Actually, no, you are able to. Able to kill them very quickly, actually. Resource Factory goes down, and now all of this is just as easy for them to kill. It becomes a big war there. It's the attack rate and speed. Knobs smashing up things in close combat. Leman Russ Inferno there, burning everything that it can to cinders. And this is a quite problematic base trade for both players. Wraith Lords, or Wraith Guards, sorry, slowly going down in number, but can be reinforced. The one weird boy here attempting to defend as best he can. The Orks are pushing their way through just as much stuff. Now we've got double Infernos. We're now seeing a lack of... I think they've lost the tank busts at the moment. Now they're just going for these flash gates. Flash gates aren't nearly as effective at breaking through the buildings, so actually the Orks are at a massive disadvantage in the space trade. Chaos Space Marines attempting to keep these Wraith Guard at bay. Possessed Marines in theory would do a really good job against them. There's only one of them. Not much coming from them at the moment as well. Orks losing so much of their base at the moment. Orks now turn their attention. They've done the damage to over here as best they can. Not seeing what else they can get done over on this side. Plasma generators, they are just structures with quite low armor, so regardless of what kind of weaponry you've got, you are able to damage plasma generators pretty efficiently. It's these field commands in the HQ, they've all got heavy fortified structures. They are very difficult to take on. The Earthshaker platforms, yeah, the Orks have massively overstayed their welcome here. They're also going to walk through all these field mines as well. It's a real problem for them. And that's probably why the Wraithguard have left these settlements alone as well, because of their armor type. May as well come back home and try and defend the Imperial Guard stuff. Big mech swiping around the infantry command. Good defense by doing an offense. Over here, the Storm Boys are attempting to do some nonsense. Got plenty of plasma generators been built up over here, though, as well as the aspect portal. The Storm Boys will see it. Dear oh dear, that is a lot of free stuff for them to bash, unless they are cancelled. Oh, they're just going to go for... What are you going to go for, Storm Boys? Oh, you're just going to be... What? Been bothered by something. Looks like some Harlequin nonsense to me. Well, okay, that's one way to stop the Orks from killing it. The big mech still... not big mech, the war boss still in the base there. Big mech attempting to go home. He's been pestered and bothered. Everyone... Oh, was he the one throwing the rocks earlier on? Okay, never mind me, it wasn't artillery. Very effective. Leman Russ is now en masse. Plenty of exterminators. Buildings and infantry, beware. Warboss still knocking around. Doesn't seem to be able to see anything there. I thought he had infiltration detection. But everyone's got keen sight in this game. Just have to move close to a building to be able to see it. He's just running up, look at it, his head tilted backwards as he stomps away from all this nonsense. Here come the Leman Russes towards a depleted Ork base. The Met Lab is back up. Have you rebuilt your other stuff elsewhere? Yes, you've gone for your boys up down here.
Assassin here.
We're under fire.
Seeing a lack of vehicles from the southern team there. Don't know if that would help them, to be honest. Can't hurt, certainly. There was next to the bigger generator. And what are you armed with? Can't see what you're armed with. You just come out with... Oh, he's got anti-Titan weaponry. I suppose we'll do fairly decent jobs against regular vehicles. Just got to be careful of all that fire and flame. So those tanks don't mess around. Field command being rebuilt over in this little corner. Warboss being chased around by a Shadow Seer. And the tide seems to be turning. The majority of the game, the northern team have been playing a bit of a defensive game. And now with the Leman Russ squadron, big issues. And I do believe that the Orks, yeah, your squad cap has also been beaten back quite severely as well for the loss of all those war banners. So that's going to take them quite a long while to regain all that. Commandos on the flanks. Plague Marines on the front. Bringing out the big smells. And do we also have... What's firing on you? Oh, you've got a little stunty cannon there. Minor piece of artillery as Plague and the Zines is spread across the battlefield. Tank busters, looters, able to take out a whole battalion of tanks there.
It just looks like yours.
Now we're going to see some Leman Russ executioners. And, okay, yeah, just more field commands. Just slowly but surely build them up all the way over here. Might be an idea to see if you can sneak one and place one down here. That'd be pretty decent. Who are you? Oh, you're the Shadow Seer still on this side of the match. Can you take out more war banners? Absolutely. Well, it takes them ages to research this more squad cap. So for each one she takes down, the better it is for her. But she gets out of dodge. The Orks take down another tank. There was a Seer Council. And once again, as we saw earlier on, incredibly difficult to take on. Even with all your shooty gubbins. More minefields being placed, but being taken down. Looters teleporting around the side. Earth-shaking platforms, no match for the sheer amount of bullet fire that they can bring to bear. Vindicator Assassin also being... Well, a couple of Vindicator Assassins being killed. Shadow Seer attempting to go toe-to-toe with Possessed Marines, and she's doing actually an alright job. What a beastly hero that character is. Possessed Marines being flanked on all either sides. These Wraithguard, creme de la creme of the Northern team at the moment. Every time they show up, the Orks die. Every time they show up elsewhere, Chaos die. Now also seeing an ancient Wraithlord. Big bad boy. Titan, if you will. We're not seeing much in the way of Titans from... I mean, obviously not from these guys because they've been beaten up quite a lot. Obviously not from the Orks because these guys have also been beaten up quite a lot. But we're not seeing huge... I mean, we've got Demon Pits on the go. We've got tier 3/4 on the way. So potential Chaos Titans. How much money have you got, Chaos Man? You have got acceptable amounts of money, but not the crazy amount of Ultimate Apocalypse money that some players do have at the 41-minute mark of the game. But Wraithguard and Seer Council pushing down over on the northern side. Lehman Russes and stuff pushing down on the southern side. Are you a Titan? No, you're not. You're just a big Wraithlord. Fair enough. Well, that can move remarkably quick. Sprinting into battle there. Now the Ork base is once again being pestered and molested. Firing rate on these executioners is remarkable. The big mechie's got a zap. If he's able to zap this middle one, maybe it'll stretch over to both of them. Giving them ample time to take him on. No, just more. I assume this is the Shadow Seer. Some sort of ability that she has. Knocking everyone around, also breaking the morale, allowing these executioners to get some shots in. Conscripts moving down on the southern side, putting pressure on the remnants of the Ork base. Oh, that Wraithlord just said, yep, okay. War banners is the way forward. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Now what's your squad cap like? Not strange yet. Oh, it's relatively okay. You've built other war banners somewhere else. Seems so. Oh yeah, you've built them scattered around the map. Fair enough. I've lost the HQ, and the Orks have given up. They said no more. They've got the Wraithlord smashing their war banners in. They had the Wraithguard over here doing all they can. And I mean, it's hard to say what the Southern team could have done better, really. I mean, that opening from them with the Storm Boys causing all sorts of shenanigans, did a really good job. I think where it all went downhill for them was this unfavourable base trade. Yeah, okay, fair enough, the Orks managed to smash a lot of the Eldar stuff, but the Eldar could just basically rebuild it at no major detriment to them. Whereas any war banners and stuff that the Orks need to rebuild do take quite a lot of time investment as well as money investment. And the Chaos Space Marines never really quite pushed too far down on this side. The Imperial Guard really defending well over here. Might have just been an idea just to say, you know what, this is a bad job. Leave this to the Imperial Guard. I'll now come over here and support the Orks going in over on this side. That might have been the play to make. That's what I think would have been the way forward for the Southern team. But that's okay. There's always more games to be had in the future. You can always just play that replay button and all that jazz. So yeah, thank you so much, boys, for sending that game into the Discord. The One Spot channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. I'm Mr. Slantshark. Pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.